Drab put on the outline that Valdez can save Hooters. I don't know what the game plan is because then Cakes, when I teased it, said, what is Valdez going to do? So I don't know.
What is the plan?
I did a yesterday. I've had this plan for weeks, but yesterday, since it was the opening day of the Masters, Hooters is kind of synonymous with the Masters since John Daly does autograph sessions at the Augusta Hooters. So I did reconnaissance like I'm John Taffer. I went to Hooters yesterday to watch the opening round at the Chantilly location.
Perfect, Drab Tilly.
Did
And
you have a crew of guys? Solo
Recon mission.
Recon.
Did you sit in a booth by yourself or did you go to the bar?
No, I went to the bar.
Okay.
Right in front of the TV.
Is their TV decent?
Yeah, they have a great TV setup.
All right.
And I don't know what all these other franchises are doing, and what other locations, but the Hooters and Chantilly might be one of the most profitable on the East Coast.
It's always crowded.
It's just crazy.
I haven't been there in a long time, but it was always crowded when I went.
I went at 3:30 because I figured, okay, it'll be kind of dead. I can just kind of chill. It was hopping at 3:30.
Okay.
My guess is a lot of guys like to go there before they go home.
Well, stop off spot.
Yeah. Punt work a little bit, go there, get home at 5, like nothing happened.
Okay.
Number one, the location of that Hooters, other franchises need to take note.
Okay.
This place,
What have they done right?
This place, even though it's kind of tucked back off of 50, and if you're familiar with the Chantilly area, there's like a post office back there. Then you also got to go by a bunch of like auto body shops. It is right next to the Blue Collar Central.
Okay.
And Hooters is the blue collar steakhouse.
Okay.
I mean, you got a lot of mechanics hanging out. You got a lot of people who are working outside. Blue collar America's in there.
Yep.
So
Salt
if you're
of the earth.
So if you have a Hooters location that's not by these type of people,
right,
then you're not attracting the right clientele. That's why some of these places are going under. Like this is prime spot to go.
Location.
It's key.
Yes. Also, the girls. I think Drab's in love with one of the waitresses because I was telling him about.
Did you guys go together?
No. I was telling him about
just from a description.
Yes, I was telling him about one of the servers, and like the creep that he is, Drab found her online.
Oh, he did. Oh,
wow.
Weather Hard, followed by Matt Valdez.
That's a good some solid sleuthing right there.
And I thought Drab was ready to risk it all. I was liking every picture of her.
I'm so stupid.
If you don't have the stable of women that this place does, then you're going to go under. They had every size, every curve from top to bottom that you wanted, hair color, ethnicity.
Right.
They had your pick of the litter.
It was a diverse group, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
So whatever you're into as a guy, they have it.
They had it on the menu.
Yeah,
so to
it was.
speak.
Yeah, it was there.
Well, this was almost a story earlier in the week on the show because their CEO came out and said that they're going in a different direction. That Hooters is going to save themselves from bankruptcy. They're going in the opposite direction. They're axing bikini nights. They're doing more charity work.
That sounds horrible. That sounds like a terrible pivot.
Yeah, a wet blanket.
Yeah.
And I know this because I can't find it, but I saw like a news anchor in Detroit. I couldn't believe he was doing this on local TV. He went on a rant and said, "We need more bikini nights. We need hotter women." And he had his two women co-anchors, their jaws were on the floor. So I was telling Valdez about it, and then he said, I'll go by Hooters this week and check it out and let you know, give you that skinny.
Now, in terms of improvements, like those are the two core staples you need to have if you're going to open up a Hooters restaurant: is the location, and you got to have a wide variety of hot girls.
Okay.
If you don't have that, you're destined for failure. But the problem is, and it's hard to describe. and I think this is why some of the places are going under, is that when you go, you kind of feel icky.
Okay.
Like you kind of feel like you're doing something bad.
You kind of feel like a perv.
Yes.
Did you feel like that, especially because you were by yourself?
Yes, even more so if you're going solo.
Yeah, if you're going by yourself, I can see having that feeling.
But here's the problem is that everyone who goes to Hooters, people aren't going to Hooters as like a group.
Right.
Because I think people are afraid to say to their boys, "Hey, let's go to Hooters.
Right.
Yeah, let's see
There's a stigma attached to it. Okay.
Let's see some TNA while we have a beer or two and watch something."
Right.
Like I think guys got to get more comfortable, and Hooters need to do a better job of maybe having some sort of promotion, like if you're coming in with your buddy,
Yeah.
to get them through the door.
How were the wings?
Okay,
People love the wings.
That's part 2.
Okay.
I haven't had a Hooters wing in a long time, and Hooters wings are very famous. They're a certain style. They're like breaded with the sauce. It's a Hooters wing you can pick out of a lineup very easily.
Yeah. They're distinctive.
They're distinctive.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because I'm 37 now.
Okay.
And when I was younger,
palate has changed.
and if I could pummel them when I was younger, but I ordered 10 wings.
Are you a hot guy?
No, I'm a kind of a medium guy. I don't
Okay.
like to have my mouth burning when I'm eating
kind of
wings.
with you.
I ate 5 of them, and I go, "Oh man, this is kind of gross."
No.
And then I forced myself to eat a 6th wing.
Okay.
And I go, "This is not how I want to feel after eating a wing." And then that's the OG wing, and I saw on the menu they have naked wings and they have grilled wings. Maybe I should have went that way.
Okay.
But the breading, I can't do the breading anymore.
Okay.
It just makes you feel gross. And the last thing you want to do is feel like a roly-poly when chicks with jugs are serving you beers. So
Their wings are so good. When they I don't know if they're on Rockville Pike anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
But my wife used to want to stop there to pick up wings to go.
Okay.
The worst, but this might be the worst part about it, is there needs to be a moratorium on these women and talking about their kids. They can't. You can't do that at a Hooters. That is the golden rule.
That's a wet noodle.
Yeah, do not bring up your kids around me while I'm sitting around looking at you having a beer
While you're leering.
Yes.
That's on the GM. You know how
that's training. That's a training
we have topics
issue.
we don't broach on this show.
Totally.
They got to have topics they don't talk about behind the bar.
No kid rule.
And look, if they want to talk about their kids in the break room,
Yeah.
or while they're smoking a cig,
Or if a customer asks them about them,
yeah.
I
But
get
you
it.
can't just bring it up out of nowhere.
It blows the fantasy.
I'm
Yes,
with you.
exactly. And there are a lot of regulars there.
Since EB's not here,
Are you going back
so
today?
I feel like I should at least get your opinion because EB hates the pantyhose.
Some are wearing
Does it bother you? Or?
Some are wearing it, some are not. Doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Am I going back today? I don't know. I'm trying to get Drab to go. I can't go back there by myself because it makes me feel.
Back-to-back days by yourself, I would not recommend.
There, I overheard a guy say he was there. That's his 3rd day in a row going.
Oh, now that's a Hooters grizzled vet right there.
And
Are those guys hollering? They're trying to pick up one of the waitresses, right?
I also heard 3 "I love yous" to the
wow.
3 of them in one visit?
Yes, not from the same person, but from other people.
You're just sitting there for how long were you there?
I was there from about
couple hours,
3:30, just after 3:30 to 5.
Give me your physical setup in the restaurant because you were solo. Did you go to the bar?
Yeah,
I
sat down. Yeah,
sat
sat down at the bar. Okay.
Yeah.
I missed that detail.
Were there any male employees? Like, I actually don't know. Like at the bar, is there one
the
guy?
cooks? The cooks.
Yeah, the cooks.
There was a bar back, and I felt bad for the bar back
back.
because he felt like he looked like the biggest simp in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, the chicks go, "I need more ice."
Right.
And then,
So you believe to save Hooters, number one, you kind of need to change the way that they interact Don't bring up kids.
I need more flirty too.
Okay.
I was a little disappointed in the flirtation department.
Well, they must be flirting decent enough for a couple people to say I love you to them.
No. With the guys that they know, they're very
with the regulars.
Yeah, with the regulars. I felt a little left out. not gonna lie.
Because you're a new face.
So if you were the manager, you'd say, "Hey, look, drop the kid talk.
Yeah,
make these guys feel a little more special."
Mm-hmm.
And then on the food, you're just saying maybe a little less heavy.
That might have been on me. I just ordered poorly. I would get the naked wings next time.
Did you like the sauce at least?
Yeah, it's fine. It tastes like buffalo sauce.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to mess up buffalo sauce.
They're not splitting the atom at Hooters.
But I mean, some people rave about the wings. My wife's one of them.
I will say this is a very smart move by the GM or owner. There's definitely some sort of pre doors opening meeting about like phrases to say for the day, I overheard the bartender saying like, "Who do you have in your golf pool?"
Oh no!
Oh,
So
really?
they just have canned conversation
I don't
starters.
know. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they're customizing it. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. I don't know if she's a super fan or if she just figured out that phrase to say today to be more polite to people sitting around the bar.
Right.
Cakes, you were a retail manager. What would you do when you would have your staff meeting before you open the doors? Before you open the doors at Toys R Us, what were you telling your people?
You're overstating like the caliber of employees that were working at Toys R Us back in the late 90s.
But you were the boss,
they were
right?
Staff meetings.
Yeah.
I mean,
You didn't have a staff meeting?
that's
Maybe once in a while.
Maybe you weren't that.
Maybe
that was
before
more like
Christmas.
that was more like with the other managers of the store.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, so you weren't a manager, man? I thought you were a manager.
no, I was, but like we didn't gather. I didn't gather up all the cashiers and have a rah meeting before like we opened the front end of the store.
Another phrase I overheard is, "He ruined my parlay." and I'm just like,
yeah,
and I'm just like, there is.
They don't even know what a parlay is.
I'm just like, I don't know.
Maybe
if you're
they do.
I don't know if you're a great actress or you are Rain Man in Vegas.
You think you're a bunch of Meryl Streeps running around in there?
But
I've told you guys before that Hooters is bonanza.
Right.
That it's just like one of the better ones that I've heard in the country. And so Valdez, I was on their Instagram this morning, and I click on a couple of the models, and they're all followed by a friend of mine. He follows all the waitresses. I'll just call him Mike because I don't want to.
Does he live in the area?
So, he lives in Reston. So I texted him at 7 a.m. I said, "You dirty dog," and I said, "I know what you're doing." And then he goes, "Oh, the Hooters." He goes, "Yeah, I'll give you scouting reports on all of them." But they all have sugar daddies. He says.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, all the cute ones have sugar daddies.
Okay, got it. Yeah, Valdez, that could be your future.
if they take lint,
He's a saccharine
I hope
daddy.
they're like Masters golf polos. You can give him a bunch of those.
What's your fake sugar Cakes? Give me the best fake sugar out there.
aspartame.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's splendid.
aspartame daddy.
Splendid daddy. I would go again. I would definitely go again, but I would like a partner in crime at least.
Right. You need a wingman, so to speak.
Yeah, wingman. Yeah, there you go, Kate.
Hooters wingman.
Because
that's their promo. Be a
Hooters
wingman. Be a wingman.
You know what? Someone
I like
called
that.
a marketing
That's
guy.
actually pretty
All
good.
we are geniuses. We're
That's
marketing
pretty good.
geniuses.
Because they're the people there, they have no shame. They don't feel bad about going solo.
Right.
I think the majority of guys they feel weird doing it. Like I said, they're being naughty.
I'm with you. I would feel weird going to a Hooters by myself, but if I went with you,
Right.
we could share in the weirdness and it wouldn't be quite as weird.
Well, why don't you share the weirdness, like you said, with Drabby today? And watch a little Masters with Drabby.
Hey, there was a period of time where we went to Hooters every week for Junks TV.
We
That
did.
is true. That's a long time ago, but that's true.